Good morning. I thought of introducing you to my home language, which is Afrikaans. Baie dankie vir almal. Baie groot voorreg om hier te wees. Thank you to all. It's a very big privilege to be here. I traveled 43 hours from South Africa, non-stop. So it wasn't really me that was here on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm here now. I don't have a very long story, but I would like to share with you. I had one of my sessions with Clara. And I thought at that stage it's quite big and quite heavy. It was about me as a teenager. I grew into them now, but at that stage I was slender with a Dolly Parton size. So every second week in school we had to swim, and I was a late bloomer, so I had no excuses not to swim. So getting into the swimsuit was really a battle, and then we had to dive in from the side. So the days when I was young, we didn't have all the fashions for younger people. It aged with size. So if you're a 46 double D, you're wearing your grandma's costume. And I had to dive into the water. I told Clara, I think that is where my fat story comes from. And I explained to her, I'm standing on the edge of the pool and I have to dive in. And the minute I dive into the water, out comes Dolly Parton. So I had to take a very big breath because I had to put everything back underneath the water before I can come up. And we did swim with the boys, and I was very, very shy. So me and Clara, both with different accents, she had to clarify this picture. So Clara said, so you are on the side of the swimming pool and you've got these big watermelons, and that was it. I think she owes me money because I paid for a 2-hour session and we never ever stopped laughing. I had about 3 things that I had to clear with her. One was the death of my mother. The other was the death of my brother, which I really had issues with. It is gone with the watermelon. So, in South Africa, we really don't know about Robert Jean Smith. I was introduced to the videos around about July in 2017. I was preparing to get retired, and I have a simmering anger that I do not always know where it is. I'm a bit of a control freak, being a matron of a very big private hospital. So somebody who knew him said to me, you know, the fight and flight, pretend there's a snake next to you. I said, bring it on, I'll breastfeed it. So, Saturday morning was really a very, very fraught time for me, because I was so hyped up to meet Robert G. Smith. He changed my life in so many ways. And Robert, I would just like to say thank you. And I am going to spread the word in my little village, and we will invite you to come and see us. Thank you.
Yeah, we like watermelon, don't we? It is amazing how we can actually create life changes with not only humor, but the power of how the mind operates, and go inside, create peace, and then when they walk out, they're different. You know, some of you've let go a lot of history this week already, haven't you? Isn't that amazing? Isn't it so amazing? I had to fight the tears back there. And I was just thinking about this fuzzy-headed woman called Claire. Her very first time she was here. Thank God for FasterEFT and eutaptics. She'd be a mess now, wouldn't she? It's like finding your purpose, you know, really. And here's the truth about myself. You know, there's so many things throughout my life. You know, I was Mr. Mom. I bought junk cars. I've sold them and did this and that, raised my kids. And I was looking for that one thing that was my purpose, you know, that one piece. And I could have did this. I could have done that. You know, it's really strange when I was in high school, you know, because, you know, I wasn't that smart in school, you know. I got by, you know. And for high school, you know, you're getting ready to graduate, and they're going to put in the paper what you're going to do when you grow up. And I thought, well, I'll be a computer programmer because that's the new thing. I bought one of those TRS-80s, you know, from Radio Shack. Never used it, but I owned it, you know. Couldn't figure out how to use it, so. Yeah. That was like the first, back in those days, you know. It was like, Commodore 64, yeah. Those. And so here it is. I was going to be a computer programmer, and then I went to college. You know, I got a grant to go to college, and I was taking some kind of cobalt or something. Fuck, I wasn't smart enough to figure out how to do that. So I copied off the guy next to me. Well, that don't work either. So I ended up giving up that, but I do rebuild computers. I can take my Macs apart and put them back together, put hard drives in. I've built many a PCs, Windows 3.11, etc. But now I'm building a better computer inside you, you know, realizing that we're all computers, that we all have an operating system, and we step inside this system, and knowing how to rewrite things definitely makes our life better. So I am a computer programmer. I'm the flesh computer, your mental computer, because we're always computing something, you know, we're always processing. And I like to know what's going on, you know. It's just like, it's interesting, you know. I never really thought I was a detail person, you know. I like detail people. You know, they get more things done. They know where you are. You know where they are. You know what they're doing. That's not my style. My style is going into the inside details. And I have an organization within the self and within other people. And I think, oh, that's really interesting. I learned a lot about myself over the years.